Today I am going to tell you about the projectile motion. First of all, we should be knowing what is meant by projectile. Projectile means any body that is thrown by us. A body which is thrown by us will be termed as a projectile. Here we have to consider the motion of a projectile in a plane. It means if we have projected a body making a certain angle either with horizon or with vertical, then the motion of that body we will consider now. Say here it is horizon, it is vertical, and body is thrown making an angle theta with the horizon with the speed u. This body, from our day-to-day experience, we know follows this kind of path. And falls on the surface at some point. So this point is Q and this O is the starting point from where we had thrown the body. Now the velocity of the body U will be having two components. One along horizon, say horizontal axis is x-axis and the vertical axis is y-axis. So the horizontal component of the velocity, say ux, will be u cos theta, while its vertical component u sin theta can be termed as ui. Since these are two mutually perpendicular directions, these directions will be independent of each other. That's why the motions along these two directions will also be independent of each other. Hence, to deal with the motion of projectile, we have to consider its motion along two mutually perpendicular directions, one along x-axis, another along y-axis. Now we will consider what kind of motion is along x-axis and along y-axis. When the body will move along x-axis, there will be no force acting on the body. Since there will be no force acting on the body along horizon, so its motion along horizon will be a uniform motion. And for uniform motion, we have only one formula: velocity is equal to displacement upon time. So the uniform motion will be the horizontal motion, and we will be having only one formula: velocity is equal to displacement upon time. While the vertical motion will be influenced by gravitational pull of the earth. So vertical motion will be a uniformly accelerated motion with acceleration g. So this motion will be dealt with all the four equations of motion. It means for vertical motion we will use all the four equations of uniformly accelerated motion. So consider a point P attained by the body or attained by the projectile whose coordinates are x, y. Since it is the motion in a plane, so it will be having coordinates x, y or yz or zx. So if x, y are the coordinates of point P, then it means to attain point P, the body has traveled a horizontal distance x and vertical distance y. The body has covered horizontal distance x and vertical distance y to attain the position at point P. Since the body is simultaneously having motions along x and y axis, time to attain position P say is t. Is t, say. If the time from O to P is t, then during this time horizontal distance is x and vertical distance is y. So for horizontal distance x, distance is equal to speed into time. It means ux into t implies t is equal to x upon ux. Ux means u cos theta. Now for vertical motion, the vertical distance y is covered by the body in the same time. So for vertical displacement, y is equal to uyt minus half gt square. This equation of motion will be used for determining the vertical displacement, and this is equal to ui means u sin theta and t means x upon u cos theta minus half g, and t square is x square upon u square cos square theta. This implies y is equal to x tan theta minus half g upon u square cos square theta into x square. It is called equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory. Trajectory means path of projectile. So it will be the equation of trajectory of projectile. Since it is linear in y and quadratic in x, it will represent a parabola. So it means it represents parabola. Showing path of projectile is parabolic. Path of projectile is parabolic. Now if we want to find out its time of flight, means time of flight means the time from O to Q. Time from O to Q means time for which projectile remains in air. So if time of flight is t, then during this time h is equal to 0. Since during this time h is equal to 0, so 0 is equal to u by t minus half g t square, implies t into uy minus half gt is equal to 0. As t is not equal to 0, uy minus half gt is equal to 0, implies t is equal to uy upon 2uy upon g is equal to 2u sin theta. Uy is u sin theta, so 2u sin theta by g. It will give you the time of flight, the time in which projectile has traveled from O to Q. This time can also be determined by determining the time in reaching from O to the point of maximum height. Say this point is S. The time from O to S multiplied by 2, because the same time will be taken by the projectile in reaching from S to Q. So time from O to S multiplied by 2 will also give the time of flight. That is the another way of calculating the same time of flight. Now the another thing, if we want to find out the maximum height attained by the projectile, say its maximum height is h. Then at this point of maximum height, the horizontal velocity being uniform will remain the same, and ux will be equal to vx, but the vertical velocity vy will become 0. the at highest point vertical velocity will become 0 because body will not be having any tendency to move upward. That will now begin to move downward. So at the point of maximum height Vy is 0. So from V square is equal to U square minus 2as. We have V square 0 is equal to Uy square minus 2gh, implies h is equal to Uy square upon 2g. This is equal to U square sin square theta upon 2g. It will give us the expression for maximum height. From these two expressions, one for time of flight, another for maximum height, we find that these two will be maximum, and t and h will be maximum when sin theta will be maximum, provided u and g are constant. So it means for a given velocity of projection, t and h will be maximum when theta will be 90 degree. Because for theta is equal to 90 degree, sin theta will be maximum. So t maximum 2u by g and h maximum will be u square by 2g. Now the third thing will be the range of projectile. So range of projectile is the horizontal distance covered by it during the time of its flight. It is the horizontal distance covered during the time of flight. It means it is the distance from O to Q. Since it is the horizontal distance and horizontal motion is uniform, so the range which is given by R and is equal to OQ will be given by distance is equal to speed into time. The speed horizontal is ux and time is time of flight t. So it will become u cos theta into 2u sin theta by g. So it will become r is equal to u square 2 sin theta cos theta will become sin 2 theta upon g. This will be the expression for the range of projectile. To have the maximum range, for r to be maximum, sin 2 theta should be 1 because the maximum value of sin theta is 1. So sin 2 theta should be 1. It means sin 90 degree implies 2 theta is equal to 90 degree implies theta is equal to 45 degree. It means when the projectile will be thrown at an angle of 45 from the horizon, its range will be maximum. One more thing, if we are throwing the body at an angle 90 minus theta, instead of throwing the body at an angle theta, we are throwing it at an angle 90 minus theta. It means if theta is replaced by 90 degree minus theta, so then range r dash is equal to u square sin 2 into 90 degree minus theta upon g. It means u square sin 180 degree minus theta upon g. Sin 180 minus theta is sin theta. So the range r dash is equal to u square and here it is 2 theta. 2 into 90 180, 2 into theta is 2 theta. U square sin 2 theta upon g. It remains the same as for angle theta. It means if you are throwing the body at an angle theta or you are throwing it at angle 90 degree minus theta, range remains the same. It means if the angles are complementary, then you will get the same range. If you want to find out the velocity of a body at an arbitrary instant t, then to find velocity of the body at an arbitrary instant t, we have change only in vertical velocity. So vertical velocity at instant t, Vy will be given by u sin theta minus gt, while the horizontal velocity will remain the same, u cos theta. So Vx will remain the same, equal to ux, that is u cos theta. So velocity at instant t, velocity at instant t, v is equal to under root vx square plus vy square, and this is equal to under root u square cos square theta, u square cos square theta plus u sin theta minus dt whole square. So it will be the expression for velocity at an instant t. Also you can see from the figure that the particle will have same height, say h, at two different instants. If this instant is t1 and this instant is t2, then these two instants can be determined by h is equal to ut minus half gt square. Ut means uit minus half gt square, and this gives h is equal to u sin theta into t minus half gt square. This implies gt square minus 2u sin theta into t plus 2h is equal to 0. Whole of the equation is multiplied by 2. Whole of the equation is multiplied by 2, and from this we can find out t is equal to 2u sin theta plus minus under root 4 u square sin square theta minus 8gh upon 2g. It will give us the two values, t1 equal to 2u sin theta minus under root 4u square sin square theta minus 8gh upon 2g, and t2 is equal to 2u sin theta plus under root 4u square sin square theta minus 8gh upon 2g. So these are the two values of t for which the projectile will have same height.